Hi, guys.
Hi, Sammy.
Hi.
What's up, friends?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. It's so good to see you. Your hair looks lovely.
Thank you. Yours too. It's weird to see you through a screen because we live down the street from each other.
Yeah, we're literally like 100 yards away from each other right now. But
It's kind
for
of
the
silly.
sake of making this less confusing.
I know. It's just easier to stick with this format for what this is right now. We can do like an in-person live sale together or something.
Yeah. Well, we can just like have a lemonade stand where we also sell art and CBD body butter.
Seriously, I'm down for it. There's someone that I'm friends with that was a vendor in the last show who she's been doing pop-up tent sales out of her front yard. And so I'm why don't we do that? Like, I don't know if there's like, if anyone would tell us you need like a yard sale permit or something, if anyone would come and harass us over that, but
I think that there might be an ordinance against that, but like, I don't think we get enough foot traffic or any other kind of traffic on our road to really make that worthwhile. But we could always like guerrilla style set up on somebody else's yard. Like we could wait till somebody's car leaves their driveway.
Just take over their property on one of the main drags. That's
that would probably be better.
Yeah, just find the busiest corner on 94 and just we'll set up there. Oh my gosh. Well, why don't you guys introduce yourselves and your business? And we know where you are. You're my neighbor in Blairstown, New Jersey. So tell us about your business.
So I'm Abbee, and this is my daughter Hazel. And our company is called MoonWake Botanicals. And we make CBD-infused bath and body care products. We just recently branched out, and I started a line of, I call it the bedtime bouquet, and they're vegan capsules with decarboxylated CBD flower inside of them. And they are a high dose of CBD to help you sleep and help with pain relief at night. But typically we focus on body butters, and we have some bath melts, and we're always playing around with new things. We might experiment with some hair care products in the future, things like that. So
yeah, that's
so we do.
Hazel, what's your favorite product that you guys have?
My favorite product is the bedtime bouquet because they're tiny terrariums.
Yes. They're so cute. I love that branding for them too. That's so perfect. You genius child, you. So how did you get started doing this? Tell us kind of about your origin story of branching into this field.
So years ago, when Hazel was a little baby, we got into a pretty bad car accident, and I had some disc damage and chronic pain from that, and a series of other events. Just life sort of started to happen, and I found that we were being compelled to use more and more pharmaceutical drugs that, can be dangerous, are often dangerous, and have a myriad of side effects. And at a certain point, I really wanted to, find something that was better for my body overall, holistically, and B, I wanted to be able to teach my daughter that she has sovereignty over her body, and she gets to make choices about what goes in and what doesn't. And I like to teach her that taking the, starting with something that is, a little bit easier on your body, and then working up from there. Is the best way to go. Like, I'm certainly not a person that hates science and hates doctors or whatever like that. I think that I'm so glad that we have opium-based medications and things like that, but I don't think we need to like hit every egg with a hammer. Like, if rubbing a little bit of plant medicine into your shoulders makes them feel better, then why wouldn't you do that instead of taking a, chemical?
Right.
So that's where we got started, and I started to learn, educate myself. I got a medical marijuana card and started to learn a lot about cannabis medicine. And from there, I started talking to people and making my own products. The products in the market I felt like were great, but I have a knack for making things for myself, so I did.
Yeah. I think what's important too so my mom's a nurse, and she's definitely opened up her mind more to, and she always has been, but I think just more as we got older and stuff, to the holistic medicine world. And it's just so funny how we have strayed as a culture so far from that. when there's reasons why it worked for so long. And obviously there's a time and a place for modern medicine.
Absolutely. There absolutely is. And there are times, like if my leg is broken, right, don't give me lavender oil.
Yeah, right.
Like, take that right away.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
you know, we don't need to hit every egg with a hammer. It's like, that's how I like to think about it.
Yeah, for sure. That's so smart and important. And I think too, what you're good at and what you were doing when I first met you was you were doing a lot of consulting with people and kind of building, you know, your personal, you know, what's the word?
Health coaching. And I still do health coaching. It's been something that I've sort of taken a little bit of a back burner right now because I felt like people wanted a product.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that, like, it sort of having a product or not having a product seemed to not, like, be in opposition to me having credibility. But as soon as I started to make something and be like, and by the way, I made this thing, you know, people were more inclined to want to talk to me about, you know, health coaching in general. So I'm doing one thing at a time. Yeah. Sort of.
It's smart.
Flipping back and forth. And this is a thing that I can do, like making the products I can do with Hazel too. She helps me with every aspect of production.
Yeah, that's so fun. Hazel, do you have a favorite thing that you like doing within the process of helping your mom?
Well, I really enjoy putting rose petals in our bath melts. Because it just makes the entire dining room smell like roses.
That's so fun. You get to be a little flower fairy too.
It's a 2-person operation because I've got like hot, like liquefied bath melt, like oils and stuff like that. And like we're dripping essential oil in and she's sprinkling things and I'm spreading and stuff like that. Like I wouldn't be able to do it without her.
Right. I love that so much. And your bath melt, I will say from experience, it also smells great in your car. I left mine in my car.
Oh no, did it liquefy?
Yep.
Oh yeah, in the heat,
because it got hot like one day because it was cold when I got it from you and it had been staying pretty cold. But then the one day it was in the sun and then it was so funny because like the impression of the heart was still in the bag, but like it was empty and there was like all the green and yellow stuff that poured down the side of my car. I was like, all right, we're just having a nice little moment here of nourishing my car with all this goodness.
It's going to smell really good for a while too.
Exactly. So it smells great.
Comfort in that.
Sorry to have wasted it that way. I like truly just did not think that would happen, but I don't think scientifically at all, scientifically. But yeah, that's a great, I love it. I need another one so that I can actually.
I'll get you another one and we'll remind the people at home. Take your bath melt and put it inside your house.
Yeah. Put it in your house. Don't leave it in your car.
Somewhere cool.
Yeah. Someplace, you know. Yeah. Or like put it in your tub and jump in. That's like
right. Yeah.
That's the
how
point.
about use it? Yeah, that's smart. Oh my gosh. So what is, I kind of touched on it a little bit, but what's your favorite part about owning your business right now?
I really love the flexibility that it gives me in my schedule. It seems like, you know, I feel like I should have like a more lofty goal or whatever, but like being a single mom, it's tough to balance all the things that I need to do. And, you know, I'm spread very thin a lot of times. So having my own business allows me to pick like, you know, like this block of time, we're going to do straight production. Like if this takes 2 straight days and I do nothing else,
right,
that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to take a couple days off. We're going to do family stuff, personal stuff, whatever we need to do. And then over the weekend, we have a show booked that we're going to be at, or we're going to, you know, I also, it's the same thing with my health coaching. I do all my health coaching online over Zoom like this. I have, even since before quarantine started, I wish that I had bought Zoom stock.
Yeah, right.
Because I use it anyway. But yeah, like same thing. Like I get to schedule with my clients at a time that's convenient for them and be, you know, close to wherever I need to be so that I can take care of my daughter.
Yeah, so. That's smart. Yeah, that's something that everyone is saying is just like flexibility, control over your time and your schedule. Yep. And it takes some practice, like learning, I think, how to time manage everything and balance it all. But once you get into a rhythm of things, it's really nice, especially right now. So, you know, I applaud you for doing all of it. You're such a boss babe. It's so encouraging to see you doing your hustle.
Oh, Sammy, I see you. You're so busy all the time. Like it's a joke that like we never get to hang out, even though we can like throw things at each other. But I guess you're always.
I feel so bad. I think I'm the spontaneous person. You're like, want to go on a walk? And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, my hands are covered in paint. I'm so sorry. Any other time, but then you do, and I'm like, I'm out right now.
Not that I didn't mean this time.
Yeah, I know, it's funny, but yeah, we gotta coordinate doing stuff together more. Well, and that's a funny story too. I love to share with people. So you and I met at Manuscript Brewing in Hackettstown. Yeah. Hazel's so tired of the story, but I was running my art journaling club, and you were working just like doing your own thing. I think.
Oh yeah, I was writing. I was blogging.
Right, and you were sitting at a high top, and I kind of kept passing you, and you were like watching me. I was like, what is this?
I was staring at you. I was gawking at you.
Like, and then like 10 minutes later, I'm like back over with my people, and you like pop up behind me and you tap me on the shoulder and you're like, hi, I'm really sorry. And I got nervous because I just get nervous like when anyone tries to talk to me. I'm like, oh no, what did I do wrong? And you were like, this is gonna sound really crazy, but you look just like my daughter. And then I got nervous because I was like, oh my God, her daughter's dead. Oh my God, an angel or something. Like, this is all weird. But then you're like, my 11-year-old daughter. And I was like, wait, what? And you're like, yeah, she looks just like you. I
pulled out my phone. You guys had at the time, Hazel's hair is short now. She was 10. She's 11 now. Since she was 10, it was maybe even longer ago than that, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, you're right.
But like at the time, she had long, hot pink hair with like purple tips. And so did you. You had like you were like bang on replicas of one another.
So funny. Oh my gosh, it cracked me up. Yeah, so then you showed me the picture, and then you brought her into an art journaling club the one time then, and we got to hang out, and it was so much fun. So, and we'd like stayed in touch, and I knew you lived in town, but then once quarantine hit, the like one of two times that Matt and I took a walk around our neighborhood, we were walking and you came up the road, and I was like, hey, wait a minute, like I forgot you lived in town. Like, where do you actually live? And we weren't on our road, and you were like, oh, just over. And I was like, wait, we live on. And you were like, yeah, we're 31. I was like, we're 32. How have we never? But our houses are like kind of down the block a ways, and so we don't really like see each other unless we're like purposefully.
Yeah, there's like a curve. But
yeah, so
I had a drone. I could like drop muffins into your backyard.
Seriously, so that's been so fun. It's just like being able to see you guys, and like we've been exchanging baked goods and food back and forth, which has been so much fun. I think good for all of our sanity.
Yeah, for
even
sure.
It's like sitting on our porch and having fires together. It's like, oh my gosh, it's the best. And my other friend Kim, who's a vendor in the market, she sells the crystals and the keys together.
Oh, yeah.
She lives up the road too, but in the other direction.
Shut up.
Yeah. So like, and you guys would totally vibe. Like we're all like super kindred. So we're gonna have like a Boss Babes of Blairstown chapter, and it's like gonna be our street.
I love that. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, we have to get all together. It'll be so much fun. So what's some advice you have to someone, looking to start their own business or looking to specifically get into the CBD world? You have expertise in a lot of things, so whatever you feel like touching on, I would love to hear it.
So if I had to advise anyone about starting their own business, I would definitely say do not quit your day job and save lots of money, because anyone who has done this, and you can attest to this, like at the beginning, you don't make any money.
Right.
Like you have to be prepared to not be in the black for a while, and you're going to have to be buying supplies, you're going to be buying advertising time, you're going to have to be buying there's a lot of surprise things that come up. Like I didn't know I needed to buy insurance to go to vend at shows, and like surprise, you do, like there's all kinds of things like that. So definitely like having a good stockpile of savings to get started is is really important. And as far as getting started in the cannabis world, the cannabis space is it's very inclusive of ideas and people. It's a tough business to get into, though. I think that like what I have found is that a lot of people are very they take their cannabis usage very seriously, and it's very personal to them.
Right.
And it's hard for them to separate recreational usage and like the sort of nostalgia that they feel about that. They can't separate that from like medical advice.
Right.
So a lot of times they struggle to like help guide people, because like, you know, I'm not a doctor, but like I have a certain amount of knowledge, I have a certain amount of experience, and I know, you know, my job is to help people find the balance of what works for them. But a lot of times people don't really like to take advice that's outside of their comfort zone as far as that goes. So that was really surprising for me. So if you're someone that wants to work in that industry, especially as far as medical use goes, I would say be ready for that.
Yeah.
People are very attached to that nostalgia.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I can't imagine how difficult it must be to have I mean, I know because I listen to my mom educate people on it too. And, you know, she takes CBD oil and, you know, was selling hemp works for a little while. But it's just, there's so much stigma attached to it all, which is like crazy, you know, and like re-educating people is so important on like the benefits of it all. So you're doing the good work.
Thank you. And so is my daughter. She really she is the most well-informed, cannabis-informed child I've ever met.
Yeah, train him young. You gotta, seriously. So how have you had to pivot your business during these interesting times that we're living through?
It's really, it's all about online sales at this point, which is my weak spot. I'm not that great with it. I'm not very tech savvy. I'm not good at graphic design at all. So that's been something that I have really had to work very hard at to remain, you know, active. I'm much better at person-to-person sales.
Yeah. Right.
So I mean, even in something like this is fine. If there was some way for me to have like my own like QVC thing, like that would be great. Maybe that's something we could work on.
Yeah, seriously.
we can pivot Boss Babes into like our own internet QVC channel.
Yeah, we really could, because and that's what I'm hoping people will take advantage of. And like we'll talk more after this, but like creating a live sale presence within your own social media platform, you know, practicing it through the event is a way to start, and hopefully people will see it, and who knows if people will engage or not. But, you know, I've talked to a bunch of business owners similarly to you who are like only camera shy because it's just like not your thing. Like you're not talking to anyone like physically in front of you. So it's hard to like feel like you're connecting to someone or something.
Yeah, well, camera shy isn't my problem. My problem is like making, oh my gosh, when I go on Canva and I have to make like an Instagram post and I have to make like a poster, and it's like, okay, I want to put a triangle in the corner and a graphic over here, and like this thing, and change the color, and I have more than once close my laptop and cry.
Oh, well, I think advice and help, you know, to you and to everyone listening and other small business owners, you know, don't be afraid to reach out to someone who is a graphic designer, or like I teach Photoshop and I help design, like I do my own stuff too, but like just communicating with other people who might be able to barter with you or, you know, work with you. Cause I think that I know for myself, like I'm self-taught with like 99% of everything that I do. Besides going to art school, like the business side of things, I've been teaching myself because I didn't want to pay anyone else to do it for me, because it's just like, I'm limited here.
Same.
And so, but I think like a point to make is that like, don't be afraid to ask for help, you know, and just like share your vision. Cause I think if a good designer will be able to meet you and hear you and look at your products and incorporate that into some templates that you can use over and over again, you know, and give you just a better plan of like, okay, here's the things I can pick from. And so it doesn't feel like you're starting from scratch every time.
Wow, that's a great idea. That really, like, it never even occurred to me.
Yeah.
So I'll be up at your house later.
Okay.
And
bring beer
and start making some templates.
Sounds good. Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, I do it all the time with like those watercolory backgrounds that I use a lot.
Yeah.
I made like 15 different ones when I got those watercolor template or brushes within Photoshop, like in one night. And I added them to a folder that I can dip into every now and then and just like make whatever new thing. And then I have like the same few fonts that I like to use often. I change it up a lot. But if you have a general vibe of like the things that you like, and you can kind of create a chart for yourself that you keep of like, okay, here's the font name of the thing that I like, and I like to use it for this kind of post. And then even like, you know, product pictures, I'll like to do them this way, and like literally like write out a cheat sheet for yourself. So that way, when you do need to make a post or something, it doesn't feel so overwhelming every time, you know?
Thank you for the advice.
You know, we got to help each other. It's like, we're not like, Matt and I were just talking about it. Like we didn't get into the business to do business. Like we wanted to make our thing, you know what I mean? And so everything.
Yeah. Making like, you know, making posters is not part of what I wanted to do.
Right. Exactly. And that's why, you know, and the other thing is too, like, whether it's talking to me about it or just like hearing a professional through YouTube. Like I tell people to go on YouTube constantly. It's overwhelming because of how many resources there are on there, but like that's free content that people are, you know, teaching people through. And I think that it's like,
absolutely true.
It's overwhelming to start to sift through it to find the right thing you need. Like when I was looking through YouTube to find a video to send to you guys about how to do a live sale. And I like watched 3 videos and I was like, screw this. I can't find the right one. I'm just going to tell them, you know, feel it out yourself. Contact a person who at one point sold LuLaRoe because they were pros at doing live sales. They all had to do it. And so having like something to, you know, just mimic is helpful. But I like couldn't like find someone else to like tell you guys that. So that's why I wrote it in an email instead of finding a video. But, you know, there's just resources out there. That's my main point, is that there's stuff out there to help you do even the littlest things. Even like filing for my LLC, I had to watch so many freaking videos of like how to fill out this part of the form because like it is like gibberish on there sometimes. It's bananas. So how can people best support you guys right now?
What do you think, Hayes?
I think that maybe people can take advantage of what we have to offer. So I know that maybe people might be having trouble sleeping, right? Because of just anxieties and all sorts of different stress. The bedtime bouquet would be good for that. Maybe they should try out some new things, like
do you like when I give you massages at night with body butter?
Yeah, and another thing that we've been doing is we've been giving body butter to the nurses in our area. So maybe if you're having some pains from
working really hard.
And
the reason we actually ended up giving it we gave some to your mom to give out to Hunterdon, and we gave a bunch of Faith to give to Hackensack Hospital. We found that it's really great for super dry skin from washing your hands a million times a day, and like hand sanitizer. And like my friend Faith was telling me, she's a labor and delivery nurse, and she's like my skin is flaking off, it's just peeling off. So you know, like the CBD really is very healing for that, and organic cacao butter and all this stuff, it like is really very healing. So are you saying that the best way that people could support us is to buy our stuff?
Oh my God, yeah.
That's a good answer.
It'll help.
Yeah.
And all of our body butter, all of our old label, because I did about a month ago design a new logo that I'm using, but I still have some inventory with the old label. So all the old label stuff is 50% off right now. So a 2-ounce, 250 milligram canister of body butter is now $12.50, and a 4-ounce, 500 milligram canister is $22.50. That's a heck of a deal, you guys. I can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah, and they're great, you know, for yourself, obviously, but if you know a nurse or a healthcare worker or someone has to keep washing their hands a bunch, like send it to them like right now. Like don't wait till Christmas or the holidays. Like you send it to them now. It'll benefit them so much and support.
We've used it on burns. We've used it like I've had people come back to me and be like, you know, like actually Faith is the same person that did this. She like got like hot soup from like directly from the pot on her eyelid. She's like, I put your body butter on, it's fine now. Like,
wow, that's awesome. Yeah,
there's good for all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, she got a really bad burn on her hand and then
put
some body butter on it. stopped, and she said it stopped almost immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Good stuff. You gotta try it to feel it, people. That's the hardest thing, right? Because I'm sure at like events, I would imagine you would have samples. Do you often?
I sample it out. I have like a little tub and a little scoop, and I say, give me your hand, and I rub this into your shoulder and whatever.
Right.
I can't do any of that right now. You can smell it, like you can do all these things. I can't do any of that right now. So you just have to take my word for it.
Yeah, take your word for it. Trust it. Buy
Tammy's word for it.
Take my word for it. It's good stuff. If you don't love it, regift it to someone. That's someone will use it no matter what.
There's no way you won't.
Yeah, seriously. Well, thank you guys so much for chatting with me and sharing your story. I love it so much, and it's so good to have you guys as friends in this market. I think that you add such an amazing diversity to the group of people. It's like we have a lot of makeup of things, but it's like it's cool to have products that are more medicinal and have just like cool purposes to them. So thank you guys.
Thank you, Sammy. Yeah. You're an inspiration to all of us. And I always say that like if someday Hazel grows up to be just like you,
oh my gosh,
I will have done very well.
Oh, well, she at least looks like me, and she'll probably end up better than me, so it's all good. All right, friends, I will see you soon.
Right. Bye, Sam.
Bye.